kind of nuts, bro. I'm excited to try it. Obviously, like I said, I haven't tried it before. I know like Roller and like Coop got theirs. I don't think they've tried theirs yet. I'm more excited to try mine than they are, I think. So I was told by some people the paddles are nuts, or the paddles look nuts, and in my eyes they seem like they're pretty crazy. But I've also been told a couple times that they'd be almost impossible to use, like realistically, because they're just awkward. But who knows? I told Ryan, the dude who sent me the Scuf, I told him, like, I'm gonna be very honest, because first of all, I mean, no matter what happens or what I say about this control, you guys gotta understand I use an impact, so they're not losing anything. I've been talking to Ryan for a while now, like the dude who sends me my controllers, and they've been promoted for like last 2 years. I've been talking to them. They've been promoting the out of like their Corsair, bought them out and stuff, and like they're gonna be super durable in the future compared to how they are now. Why will this not come out? What is wrong with this? Like a magnetic thing? Oh, it is a magnet, or it just opens normal. Oh, god damn. They preach durability now. That's clean. I got the earth one, guys. You know it's green. You know I had to go green. The earth color. That's clean. That is clean. Ugly. Ugly. Mad ugly. Nah, you're crazy. You're crazy. What are you talking about? Mad ugly. That is clean. Low-key ugly. You guys are literally tripping. This is clean. What are you talking about? So I guess the sticks are pretty different, right? So like the sticks are like, wait, I played domed. I played domed, so you can tell they are domed. They're like slightly domed, which I kind of like. I feel like they're not. I haven't tried them yet in game. I still gotta try them. I don't play Xbox, so it's a little bit different. The color's great. I love the color. I don't care what anyone says. So with the paddles, I guess you put your fingers, like your middle finger in between them, and you press it with like that. Like, I don't know how this works. You put your finger in between them and you kind of move back and forth. I guess you just like wiggle it back and forth. I'm like trying to figure out how these paddles would get used. And they are digital bumpers as well. Like, look at that. That's all they go down, which is great. Which is one of the issues with Xbox controllers, and the reason I personally use a PS4 controller, like I use my impact, is the Xbox controllers have never had digital tap triggers before, ever. They have only had like trigger stops, which I like because I used to use Xbox like Elite. They only ever had trigger stops. They never had digital taps. So now they have digital taps. There's another reason to buy them. The main reason I don't use this controller over mine, or I wouldn't personally, and that's just me, which is really unfortunate, is just the touchpad. Like I use a touchpad, so it'd be kind of tough for me to like I use that for interact and stuff. So I'd have to figure out a new bind or whatever, find a new bind, which the Xbox controller doesn't have. That's the literal only reason. The reason I bought the impact in the first place is just because it is the same like shape-ish of the Xbox controller. Like I used to play with an Xbox controller, chat, like this one. That controller's fire. The PS4 one's so clean. Dude, they're both so clean. I don't know what you're talking about with this design. I love this design. But yeah, look, how the size is pretty similar. The shape's pretty similar. That's why I went with that when I used to use an Xbox once, because it was the closest thing to an Xbox when I used to buy Xbox. So I mean, I guess I'll try it right now, right? Why not give it a shot on stream? You guys are trolling, calling this ugly, like actually trolling. That's a beautiful controller. I feel like I gotta rebind like a bunch of stuff, and I don't even know how to do that. So my left paddle is now jump. Inside left is edit like normal. Inside right is pickaxe, and then outside right is edit, confirm, and crouch. It's so hard holding an Xbox controller, chat. I don't know if you guys get that as much. Like it's very different for me. It's so awkward to me. I'm sure it's great if you're like used to Xbox controllers though. It's literally so uncomfortable, but that's just, I don't know if it's because of my lack of using it, and like that I'm normally on a PS4 controller. It would take a while to get used to it. My issue, the reason why I'm not switching to it and I can't switch to it, is because I don't have a touchpad. So I don't have a button that I can like interact / reload and pick stuff up with. My pickup bind currently is this, which is fine because I'm not really using the controller. You know what I mean? My left hand, this is my left hand right here, watch. So I have to jump like this. It's so hard to show you guys the paddles like this. I jump with this outside paddle, right? I click it in. And then if I want to edit, I have to move my hand. I have to like wiggle my finger over to the other side to like jump and edit. But like, and then this is like pickaxe and this is crouch and interact. So it's really awkward for me. I could see this controller being really good, but you'd have to get used to it. And it's really awkward for me at first. Like really, really awkward for me. I just plugged it in. Is it not working? Hello? Also, not only that, but just like in general, like the building mechanics, if this makes any sense. like even just throwing a ramp is kind of difficult for me, just because like the triggers are so different. Like, you guys might be watching me struggle because I am struggling. Like, it's very difficult. The triggers are very different for me as well. I've talked to a few people and they said it seems great. I've also talked to a few people and they basically told me that if you use 4 paddles, it's not possible. They just said it's so awkward. I mean, I guess we'll see. Like I said, I am sponsored by them, chat, but I also, like I said, I use the impact religiously. Like, that's my controller and I back that controller until I die, you know what I mean? So like, if I bash this controller, it's not an issue. It doesn't seem like it's gonna break. It's not broken. It seems like it works fine. I've heard that the paddles are very sturdy, and I've heard that it has like, they've done some like million button press test on it and it didn't break or whatever. So I mean, clearly it's a sturdy controller and it works. My main issues, like I said, no touchpad. I'm also just not used to it. So I mean, it could get super comfortable. It's not like it's that bad right now. It could get really comfortable for me if I like stuck with it and used it. I don't think I will. I definitely won't, just because of the no touchpad thing. Why I stick to PS4. When the PS5 controller comes out, I can't wait. I'm trying to get used to the paddles. I'm trying to see if the paddles are like kind of awkward. Left stick's also higher on Xbox controller. Yeah, exactly. It's a completely different thing. Dude, how do people like, I mean, I guess I'm doing it, but like, keep in mind, chat, this is not easy for me. This is a brand new controller with different paddles entirely. Different stick placement, no touchpad. I also, bro, it's an Xbox controller compared to a PS4, no touchpad. The stick's high in comparison to where the PS4 stick is. The paddles are completely different. What I will say is I think I could get used to this paddle placement faster than I could get used to like an elite paddle placement, or you know what I mean? I think a prestige paddle placement would probably be better, but they don't have digital tap triggers. I think I could get used to this. I think I could get used to this. I do. Paddle design and shaping is very different. If you want to, this is the profile button right here for you guys that don't know. And then if you want to like change the triggers to full triggers that go all the way down, it's pretty simple. Digital taps on an Xbox controller is sick. They've never had it. If they had a touchpad, I'd be rock solid. I'd be playing with this one probably. I'd probably switch to this, to be honest, if they had a touchpad. Maybe. One thing that's really difficult for people who play PS4 and Xbox as well, if you look at the triggers, like, just so you understand why it's so awkward freebuilding with it, for me at least, is like this. The triggers go up. It's like this like ramp shape. And on the PS4 controller, it's literally like, I mean, it goes up too, but it's almost the opposite. Like, you're pretty much just tapping this, and it really doesn't go up that much. It's pretty much flat, besides this little up at the end. It's very different. It's very different holding these like triggers and stuff. Also, like, these are super flat. Like, look at the bumpers on the PS4 controller on the impact. The bumpers are super flat. There's really no shape to them. Your fingers just sit on them. And for the Xbox controller, the bumpers on the Xbox controller really stand out. I mean, to me, they're kind of awkward, but like I said, if you use an Xbox controller, they would not be awkward whatsoever. I mean, that you'd be used to it, obviously, but they really do stand out. It's a completely different shape, pressing the triggers and the bumpers. The sticks feel nice. The sticks don't feel too bad at all. Like I said, it's kind of also awkward when I'm playing that my left hand isn't like there, because the PS4 controller sticks on the bottom, and then, you know, the left stick's up. If you are into Xbox controllers, I can vouch that it feels good. I first picked it up, to be honest, I didn't even think I'd be able to build or do anything as well as I am right now, which means it definitely has potential to be a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Point is, if you do want to buy this controller, go for it. I'd say it's worth testing. It is expensive though, but they also have claimed that it's better, that it's more durable than the other controllers. So if you do want to buy it, go for it. I think it is nice. It feels nice. I'll probably mess around with it for a little bit longer just to see how I like it, but I'm not going to end up using it overall. I'm extremely excited for when they release the PS5 controller. I've heard good and bad things about the PS5 controller. Hopefully it's super nice, because I would love to use that one as much as I could, like mess with it. If they had the impact paddles or whatever, at least I have a touchpad, so I could actually see myself switching to the PS5 controller, especially if it's really good and doesn't break. But yeah, I don't know when the PS5 is coming. I've heard it's coming soon. Overall, really nice controller. Feels nice. It's comfortable. Thank you for Scuf for sending me this in the first place. I shout out to Ryan, my boy at Scuf. I mean, he's the GOAT. He's been hooking me up for the last like year or so. Actually a good dude, solid man, and he just gives me whatever I need whenever I need it, pretty much. If I tell him I need a controller, he's got my back. Like, he has my number. He texts me, he's like, yo, hope you're doing well. Good dude, seriously good dude. Code Co1azo at checkout, by the way, for purchasing your impact, or especially, like I said, your this is an impact, this is an instinct for purchasing your instinct. But if you want to purchase an impact, this is the one to go with, because I love this controller. I mean, this is the one I've been using. It's gonna feel so weird after using the Xbox, but I'm used to the paddles. Low-key, these paddles feel mad uncomfortable compared to the ones I'm using on this now, but like, I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll get used to it. I'd recommend trying it. If you guys have the money, you guys don't really care, I'd say why not? Why not take a gamble and mess with it? But that's like first look, honest review.